gentleman back and they stole what I was gonna say, but I wanna ask the panel.
I was looking at her notes.
If you need a spool of thread, you can't go down on Smith Street. There's nothing, I talked to Teresa, down at Sugar Maples, and we talked about Waynesville, Ohio. Do any of you know that?
Very well.
It's an antique town, not any bigger than Jeff, maybe not as big as
I
Jeff.
don't think it is.
And they don't have a river. It's going great guns. Restaurant burnt down. No, seriously. I've lived over on Maple Street for over 80 years, my entire life. And you talk about downtown. I remember strolling on Saturday night downtown in Jeff, going to the Rose in the afternoon. Shimps was there, and Shimps is still there, but everything else has changed. And cities evolve, we know that. But I just got thinking, well, I can't buy a spool of thread downtown, and that's the only thing, that's not a question.
Okay, thank you.
It's a comment.
For 15 years, my family's lived in Jeff, and there's been 2 mayors in those 15 years. I was wondering if the 3 new people could sort of make a case for a change, if the 2 people who've been in for 15 years could make a case for continuing on what has been going on.
You want me to start?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. Make a case for change. Well, our last president used that as his campaign slogan, and he got elected, but people are not very happy with him right now. You know, sometimes change is good and sometimes change is not good. If it's not broken, you shouldn't fix it. That's the way I've always looked at things in my life. If things are working and people are happy, don't fix it. It's okay. My change that I'm going to bring to the mayor's office is the way I do business on a daily basis. It's just who I am. It's how I lead. I really believe in consensus. And I know that takes a lot of time and a lot of energy, but that's the way I do it. I try to get, no, I won't say I try, I do. I get people at the table. I find the best people that know the most about the issue. I get them at the table, and we get out the chart paper. My directors used to say, oh my God, here comes the chart paper again. You know, she's got out her pens. But it works. You put up there the issues, what you're trying to deal with, and you make decisions based on all of the data that you can get. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen now with our current administration or with Rob's administration, because I know it did. I know it does. But I think what I'm going to bring to the table is, you know, and I almost hate saying this, because I'm not a politician. And that hurts me to have to even say that, because when I grew up in Jeffersonville, my dad, Dick Borttoff, he taught me that being a politician was not next to dirt. Being a politician was a good thing. He taught me to be proud of, whether it was our mayor or our president, and he was a Democrat, and always a Democrat, and he died a Democrat. But whether it was a Republican or a Democrat, you respected that office, and there was a sense of pride, and you grew up wanting to be one of them. I don't see that now, and it's not Tommy's fault, and it's not Rob's fault, and you both are in political office. It's not your fault. It's just the way people perceive politicians now, and I want to change that. I really would like for everybody at Jeff High to have a goal of joining public service. I can't think of anything better. I spent 40 years in public service, and I plan to do some more. But I think it's an honor. It would be an honor to be your mayor.
I think what will be different will be the accessibility. You know, your voice will count again. I think for the last several years, it's been done this way, and the input from the community has been discarded. I'm gonna run as mayor and be your mayor, just as I've been the guy that is up there at Jerry's Restaurant. You look at the last 4 years as a commissioner, there's a lot of people that I've had a positive impact on because I took the time to listen to them. The neighborhoods that had flooding issues that were ignored for years, made calls trying to get commissioners to help them, never got any response. I found a way to help. I found a way to fix problems. And I did it by working with the neighborhoods. There's a street up towards Borden called Cabin Hill Road. The neighbors there for over, I think, 12 years had been a gravel road. It was called a Wildcat subdivision, and it was basically a street that was all rock and gravel up a steep climbed hill, and they had a lot of problems. Well, I was able to work with that neighborhood. I think there was 24 houses up there. I was able to work with those people. They each put in $2,000 apiece. I got Indiana Land Company, who had some private land along the side of that road, to put up $12,000, and we were able to pave that road. I didn't do anything special other than I listened. And I think that's what you're going to see as a big difference. Your voice is going to matter, and your vote is going to matter. Hopefully, if things turn out the way they should, I think you're going to see all new Jeffersonville next year. Thank you.
You know, the famous Dickie Jones, you all know Dickie Jones told me once when I called him up when I first wanted to get in, when I got interested in getting into office, I said, Dickie, I said, you know, you're the most popular politician I know. Should I get into politics? He goes, Kevin, first of all, I said, let me tell you this. He said, I'm not a politician, I'm a public servant. And I think that's what I consider myself. I don't consider myself a politician at all. I'm just a regular kind of a guy. I grew up on a large dairy operation out between Salisbury and Charlestown. When I was probably 10 years old, my dad would say, look, I got to go into town. We always had a couple guys that would be working for us. Most of them didn't have a real high education. And he'd say, I want this project done, I want that project done, I want this project done. At 10 years old, I was managing people. When my dad got back, it better be done, because I was going to catch hell if it wasn't. But that's kind of how I got started, as becoming a problem solver. I feel like my whole life I've been a problem solver. As far as being a people person, being a good mayor, I work for the gas company. In the morning, I'll go and shut somebody's gas off for non-payment. I get screamed at, cussed at, they'll threaten my life. That afternoon, guess what? I have to go back and turn their gas back on, and I get to go into their house, and I got to smooth it all over. And you know, like I say, they're still mad at me, but they understand it's not really my fault. But that's great practice to be a mayor, I think, when you get to deal with people in that way. And fortunately for me, a lot of those people are people that live in Jeffersonville, which you know makes it, you get to meet a lot of people that way. But I have a lot of experience with problem solving throughout my life, and I feel like that I'll be able to bring that to the mayor's office.
Thank you.